Hello everyone, it is February 4th, 2022, and I'm going to take you on a little road journey to a house very close to my house. And when I mean close, I mean close. And we're just going to leave that there because I'm not going to dox myself. The address of the house is 3860 Carolina Street, Gary, Indiana. Well, that was the address. The house no longer stands. It's been demolished, and I don't know the exact year. And it doesn't matter. What matters is what I'm about to tell you. And I'm only going to give you a brief history before I get into the reasons why I'm making this video. Circa 2011, 2012, a single mother and several children of hers moved into the house. And I'm not going to give any names. You can Google this. It's easy. Just Google Demon House. You'll find all this stuff. She moved in there with her children, and the facts as I understand them are this. There was a death in the family around this time. She was dating a married man that she didn't know was married, and the kids had very poor school attendance, which led to poor performance. Doesn't say anything about the kids. It just might explain a lot of what's going on, or did go on. The family experienced some paranormal things, supposedly. No one died. No one got hurt. They moved out, and it's all stopped. And the kids at the time were teenagers or younger. So they would be adults about now. I don't know their exact ages. So you might sit there and say, okay, there's really nothing odd about that. That happens to a lot of families. It does. This house was probably built circa World War II. My house was built in 1960 and has cinder block basement walls, which means that house probably does too. Or worse, brick and mortar, covered with concrete, because that was a solution. You know, we're only a couple miles south of Lake Michigan here, so the water table tends to be high and brick foundations leak. So people often would just throw concrete above it. The floors either aren't concreted at all, and just dirt, or if they were concreted, it was just concrete thrown upon dirt, no rebar or anything like that. So they tend to break apart and decay within a few decades. And you look at this house on Google Maps, and you can tell the roof's not in the best of shape. Why am I telling you this? Because I think it's important. It would explain a lot of what possibly could have been going on. Basically, this house was just a rotting, moldy, disease-infested capsule. And those kind of things can get you thinking in weird ways, especially if the mold gets on your food and stuff like that. Ergot poisoning, that's not what this is, but it's kind of like that. Whatever happened in this house, I would like to think it was that instead of the intentional manipulation of children by a parent and using them as a means to an unknown end. That is a possibility. That's exactly what could have happened. But I'm not a psychologist, and I'm not going to say that's what happened. The third option here is a lot of weird paranormal stuff went down. This house is also known as the House of 200 Demons. Basically, in a nutshell, and the children were involved in this, a lot of weird stuff went down. And I'm not going to go into it. And every time you see a story on the internet, a new one pop up, it gets wackier and wackier. So I'm not going to dive into that. But what I am going to do is take you to where the house used to be. Now, as I was driving, they don't plow in Gary. That's just the way the town is. It's very abandoned, but that's neither here nor there. When you turn down Carolina Street, and the road is plowed, but there's a pile of snow in front of the lot where this house stood. So I parked just to the south of the house that was just to the south of the Demon House. And that's an empty field. And you can see the house in the video to the right of me. It was constructed in a very similar manner. And actually the house on the north end of the street before you turn is abandoned, and it looked a lot like it as well. And I sat there and I recorded a bunch of audio that was unusable because my heater was up really loud. I'm making this video because I'm angry. Not necessarily at the family or the mother, because I wasn't there when this stuff went down. What really angers me are the people profiteering off this whole story. The people making videos and movies to make a buck off this story. I'm not going to monetize this video. But the movie Demon House really angered me. Supposedly a guy bought the house for a little over $30,000. And apparently that part's true, after the family had moved out. And supposedly he demoed it. I don't know if he did or not. It was demoed because it's not there anymore. But he is a professional paranormal investigator. And what I mean by that is he's a filmmaker who likes to exploit the misery of others, in my opinion. If you like the paranormal and you want to go to cool, spooky places and make videos, I'm all for that. But when you actively try to make a living off the misery of others, to me, that's exploitation. And this particular story annoys me a little more because it's literally close to home. And apparently there's a new movie coming out about it. I just want you to know that I don't think this is paranormal at all. I think this was a bad situation that a family got into. For whatever reasons, these stories were concocted. And the grandmother has subsequently said it's all BS. And now people are trying to make money off of their past miseries, whatever those were. So if you are just wanting to be curious, that's fine. Well, I did it today. I took you there. Before I get any more angry or worked up, I'm just going to leave that there. And feel free to leave questions and comments below. And if you think I'm overreacting to this, let me know. To those watching, try to have a good day.